Hi, we're back, and we're going to love this next guest because he's got a lot of secrets that we could really use. Okay, his name is Reverend Steve Walling. Hi.
Hi, Carol. Thank you
I
for
know
having
you've
me.
met him on other things on the program. I think you have your own program.
New
right?
Thought Talk with Rev Steve. Yes. It's on Saturdays.
That's fantastic.
And thank you for having me on the show today.
I am so glad to have you because I know that you have a sort of a philosophy that I'm into, so that makes it really nice to be able to talk to you about that philosophy and let people know about these wonderful books.
Well, I'll tell you the story of these books, Carol. This is rather interesting. I have on Facebook for several years been writing a daily post with a journaling concept and an affirmation for each day, and over a period of time, there's a fellow back in Iowa, I believe, or Indiana, and he was collecting them. And I woke up one day and I signed into Facebook to do my stuff, and here's this message with a picture, and it looks something like the one that's up on the screen there. And he sent me a note. He said, "I've been collecting your writings, and I'd like to publish a book. Would you be okay with that?" And I said, "Sure." So we did the first year, and it was 12 volumes, and it was one volume for each month. And the basic format is to have the quote that I utilize each day, and then my commentary on the quote, and then an affirmation. And then you opened the book up, and there was a page for journaling. And I teach as part of spiritual practices the concept of journaling because it's so very important. People don't realize that they get caught up in the idea of, diaries, and we did that when we were kids. But it's something more significant than that because when we begin to journal and we make this habit of connecting something physical with our thoughts and our thinking, and we can go back and reflect upon things that were going on in the past. But each and every day, if we take a little time and we write out some gratitude notes on that particular day, maybe our goals for the next day, maybe our thoughts on the goals that we had this particular day. It sets a mindset. And then the following morning when you get up, if you'll go back and you'll review that as you start the day. It's amazing how so many people, Carol, they start their day just kind of haphazardly. They get out of bed, it's the day, and they got a list of stuff in their heads. I got to do this, that, and the other. But consider a concept of, even before you crack your eyes in the morning, thinking about the good things that today's going to provide for you.
Wow.
And then you go back to your journal or something like this where you can read this, and there's a quote and a commentary and an affirmation that affirms your good, affirms your power, affirms your spiritual life in this particular day, because in truth, this is the only time that we have, is right now.
Right now.
Yesterday's gone. It's our story and its history, and tomorrow's not here. But today, in this moment, I'm the most powerful being in my life. I can make choices to how I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and how, when life comes at me, because life comes at us at the speed of life. We have no say oftentimes over the events that happen, but we have every bit of say is how we're going to respond to that.
That's right.
And so when we begin to train ourselves to seek to see the good in everything, even in those things that we may categorize as sad or tragic, there's still good to be found in there if we begin to develop the habit of looking for the good. And it sets up a mindset, creates a healthy, happy mind, if you will. My personal belief is we were created to live healthy, happy, harmonious, and abundant lives.
Right.
But there's no instruction book. There's no owner's manual to life. There's many different sources we can go to today, because the history of humanity is a creation of thoughts through spirituality, religious understandings, and teachings, and tools that we can use and we can utilize in doing that, in creating our life. And we do really create our own life. So when Richard, and his name's at the bottom of the book, when he contacted me, this idea, he said, this would be a great tool for people that seek to want to start their day in a way that affirms their good, gives them something spiritual to think about. So he did it, and a year or two later he revised it, and now we no longer publish the individual months. They're in quarters. This is like January through March, and the rest of the quarters of the year.
Yeah.
So we reduced it to 4 volumes. We don't have the pages in there for someone to journal within the book, but you can still do that, with a journal book. And I think that's probably a better way to do it anyway.
Yeah.
And you can go back and utilize these year in and year out. It's like today, for example, just give you an idea. This is March 1st. So if we go through here, I can find the affirmation. Okay, February 4th week, and I should have probably marked this out.
For some people that probably haven't heard about this, what is an affirmation?
An affirmation is a thought, basically, that we repeat throughout the day. And the idea is, even if you don't necessarily initially believe the thought about yourself, and it should be something about yourself. Mm-hmm. I'm going to experience a good day. Mm-hmm. I'm whole, perfect, and complete. My life is getting better every moment of every day.
Oh,
I was created to live this life healthily and abundantly. Those are our affirmations.
Perfect.
But for like March 1st, there's an affirmation here. A quote on most of us want to be good givers. So today is about giving, mm-hmm. because giving is a very important part of our life.
That's for sure.
We don't think about it other than when charities come up, but it's so important to complete our daily cycle of life. We have so many cycles we go through. We breathe, the heart takes blood in, it pumps blood out. But giving is also important. Giving of our time, our love, our money, thoughts, and it makes our society grow. When people get that in consciousness, the understanding of giving, and they separate themselves from being judgmental, from looking for problems, all of a sudden they can shift how they interact with people, in relationships, in their family, in their their business, their community, and it just spreads on and on beyond that. And the affirmation for today was, today I'm open to receive the blessings and the gift God prepared for its infinite love just for me, and I know that I am a rich child of a loving Creator. I am blessed as I receive, and as I receive I give. Thank you, God.
Wow.
What an affirmation to start your day with.
It's pretty powerful, I'll tell you that.
So
but I know how giving is so important because it can make you feel good.
Absolutely.
Because the other day, I was at a meeting and this lady loved my earrings. She says, if you ever, decide to do something. Anyway, I says, I just took them off and gave them to her. She was in total state of shock.
Mm-hmm.
She did not but it made me feel so good because, I see her happy.
Well, absolutely. And think about this show. The airtime that you give to your authors and artists that come on here, that helps promote them. So it's something that directly affects them. But for every person that's out here watching this, that sees something that touches them, maybe a piece of art or a book that, and it may change their life.
Yes.
In that one moment.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's a gift that you bring just by taking the time each week to come here and do that. How great is that?
Well, yeah, I love this because I love people. I love people. And I want my guests to go out feeling good. Mm-hmm. I'm a friend. I'm for you. Everything is good.
Right.
And that makes me so happy.
It's good. I retired many years ago as a doctor of chiropractic, and I found my spiritual path and ended up becoming a minister, and I am a minister of the Spiritual Awareness Center located here in Fresno.
Wonderful.
And I'll plug this center. We meet Sundays at the Fresno Soap Company up on North Van Ness at 1470.
Not very far from here.
Not very far from here. And we have a meditation at 10 o'clock and our lessons at 10:30. And basically, we come together with like-minded people to share thoughts, energies, to learn more about the spiritual tools that we use in this process of creating a wholesome, happy, abundant, harmonious life.
And you have to work at it.
It is, it's like I tell people, spirituality is a verb. It's not something that you are, it's something that you do. And we were created to live and live life abundantly. but you've got to do the living. You know, God gave us the life, God gave us the day and the time, but you got to do the living.
That's right.
And,
That's
and it's
right.
all up to you. So
Oh, but
been a
the
journey.
results are so wonderful. I mean, you know,
I have enjoyed it. It's been good.
I want people to go over there because your lessons are so wonderful. They
Well,
just,
thank you.
They just go right to your mind and into your heart.
Well, that's my calling. That's
Yes.
you know, I love to see people, and we do get people come from various faiths. You don't have to ascribe to any particular dogma or anything like that, but you can learn tools to demonstrate a greater good in your life. And then if you want to go back to where it is that you are most comfortable in your spiritual journey, you know, I'm encouraging you to take what we've got and then go back. And as you create your life, you're going to make a better world. And I don't care what building you go to do that in. It's not that important, you know.
Right.
What's more important is that in the chaos that's in the world today, we can't go out and tell people to settle down because they're not going to. But we can create that settling down, that harmony, that peace within ourselves. And it touches other people. And it goes about to create a greater world, a more harmonious, happy, and peaceful world. And that's truly what I believe the message was that Jesus brought to the world 2,000 some years ago, was to create a world where we love each other as we love ourselves, and we love each other as we love ourselves, as we love the divine, as we love God. It doesn't get any more clear than that, and that's the message that he brought. You know, God loves us, if you want to put it in those terms. We are God expressing as us in
Yes.
that love. You know,
That
and it's a
love.
powerful concept.
It's the best teaching in the world as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you, Carol. And thank you for having me on the show.
Well, you're very
I really
welcome.
do.
I hope you come back again to the show.
I will. I've got some other things in the works, and when they come up, we'll see you again here.
Fantastic.
All right.
Okay, and
Thank you
thank
again.
you so much for coming
Thank you.
in.
And we'll see you soon, I know.
Okay. Well, we'll be right back.